And welcome to the Prince Magnum channel. Uh, Here we are again, surviving romance. We're past the introduction now, and I thought it would be a fantastic idea because I've been really secretly, quietly working on this series, behind, this is a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and I've got a lot of footage already saved up. But let's get into the first one. Nowadays, one of the most coveted things in the world of relationships is one of the halves has to cook. Now, in the old days, it used to be said that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, lots changed over the years. Today, uh, today, it's the other way around. The way to a woman's heart is through her stomach. Now, anymore nowadays, you know, a lot has changed over the years. I know when I was a teenager or a very young man, if you said, "Well, let's go out," and you went out and you took your other half to McDonald's, well, guess what? That was a big no-no back in the day, especially if you were trying to court this woman. Especially didn't take her there for a first date. Well, times have changed a lot. And today that's actually socially acceptable for some. Um, so you want to impress the woman that you're trying to court, or maybe you want to surprise your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other because this is a new age. Um, um, Maybe it's time to make up something quick and easy, something simple that everybody enjoys. Well, sit back and relax. I hope you enjoy this next video. It's very quick and easy, very easy to make, and and once again, take heed, guys. If you don't, if you just overlook this series, and your other half happens to look at it and says, "Why aren't you doing this?" I'm not to blame. Okay? So, sit back and relax. I hope you enjoy this as much as I enjoyed videoing it for you. And in the end, I hope you have a much greater understanding of what this series is really all about. Okay, this will be the very first cooking recipe of my of the series Surviving Romance. Okay, guys, what's the simplest thing that we could do? Is make something wonderful for our women, or our families, or whatever. Something cheap and easy that we can do. Um, Grilled cheese sandwiches. Okay, grilled cheese sandwiches. But this is how we do them around here. Number one, you're going to need a good cast iron skillet. The flat kind is fine, but if you don't have that kind, that will work just fine. Okay? One of the bigger skillets. But I like the flat kind so I don't have to fight with a spatula to get it down in there and work with it. Okay? You're going to need a basting brush. And going to need some good Italian loaf bread or whatever bread you like. But if you do this with just off the shelf, like Wonder Bread or something like that, and it doesn't turn out looking this as nice as this, it's your own fault. Okay, so get the good kind. And we're just using Italian loaf that I bought from Walmart, and you can get it reasonably cheap. Okay, and then the type of cheese we're using, shredded Gruyere cheese, apple smoked. Apple smoked. But once again, use whatever cheese you like. But if you decide you're going to use the yellow cheddar cheese because you think the English had it right, be sure to use sharp cheddar. Use the sharp cheddar because it'll be just so much better. Okay, take and put a little bit of olive oil. Regular olive oil is fine. Don't use the extra virgin because you're dealing with high heat. And when you're dealing with high heat, extra virgin olive oil is just better for salad dressings and dip and that sort of thing. So you don't want to cook extra virgin olive oil. Okay, let's get our grill all lubed up. Okay, just put the regular olive oil all over the grill, and we're going to give the We're going to give it a chance. You see the smoke, so you want to turn down your heat, okay? You don't want it ripping. You don't want to burn this stuff. When you see smoke with an oil, that's not good, okay? That means the oil's breaking down and it'll leave funky flavors. So we're going to turn down the heat just a smidge. And you put a big old dollop of cheese right on there, big heavy dollop. And then get your lid, and then gently press down. And there you go. And we'll leave that for a few moments. Let's make another one. Now, because of the Italian loaf, it's not going to have a uniform size, which is just fine by me. But, you know, if you got young ones that, oh, I want the baby size sandwich, well, then that works out. So you can make the small sandwiches. I know when I was a kid, I always wanted the baby burgers, and it was just a tidbit of hamburger meat that just happened to fall into the skillet. But that was just me. Okay? And, you know, once again, you know, you shred your own cheese on this one, guys. If you have to buy the off-the-shelf shredded cheese, that's fine. But just bear in mind, cheese stays a little fresher when it's kept intact. Okay? So it's going to give a nicer flavor. Okay, let's flip. Finger on top. And flip. And see that nice golden color to the sandwich? That looks great. And because it's not a regular type of cheese, well, your lady's going to be like, oh, wow, where'd you get this, you know? And for a block of Gruyere, I only paid like $5 for it. And I mean, as you can tell, I can make a lot of sandwiches with that. So something to think about, something to think about. And if you're making stovetop macaroni and cheese, the real stuff, not from a box, you would be amazed at how much of a difference a little Gruyere or maybe Gouda or just any, you know, a lot of different cheeses. Just a little bit would go a long ways in stovetop macaroni and cheese. Not quite done enough, which that's fine. Be forewarned, the tops are going to be a little oily, which is fine because the oil is going to help brown the sandwiches. Okay, and brush on. We're going to make a whole bunch of these. Actually, I might have to take a few extra because my wife goes to a beauty school. Princess Faye goes to a beauty school, and she's learning to become a cosmetologist. Well, I'm trying to beat the clock here because I had to do a little shopping to get some of this stuff. And I'm trying to beat the clock here so she can have a nice lunch. And that's exactly what we're looking for. That nice brown color. Golden brown and delicious. Always wanted to say that on my own cooking show. All right, we're going to take it over here. No, I don't quite like that. Okay. Try to keep that sandwich together. Now the heat from this will melt the cheese just nicely. But if you, I believe we got a hot spot. Be careful doing that because these cast iron skillets get really hot. And I just about burned myself. I was a little careful there. Okay. But just bear in mind, you know, cast iron being a righteous conductor and all, sometimes it still gets hot spots. All right. But that's how we do it around here. And, you know, and guys, if you're sitting there saying, well, this is an awful lot of work to keep my wife happy or keep my girlfriend happy, well, I'm going to give you a thought here, okay? If you don't cook for your woman every now and again, and she sees this cooking show and says, well, why haven't you done this for me? And that sort of thing, well, you have no right yelling at me because it's your own fault, you know. If you take time out and watch this show, take time out to actually try it, because your wife or your girlfriend will love you that much more. Okay, and see that nice golden color, and that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. You don't want it black. Black is for coffee, which I could use a cup right about now. Oh, I have one. Wonderful. And I'll make a bunch of these, and whatever she doesn't eat, I'll tell her to share at the school, because a lot of the girls at school, they absolutely love it when I cook. They even love the caramel candy that I made for them one day. You know, and you know, like I said, guys, and guys, if you don't like just a plain old grilled cheese sandwich, then hey, that's fine. Make up some bacon and cook your bacon and put strips of bacon in there, and it's even better. Or Canadian bacon. These toasters, these grilled cheese sandwiches can be elevated to fantastic heights. See there again, there's that golden brown look that I was looking for. Okay, and because we got a bit of a hot spot, I'll just basically move that one over and start the next one. Okay, and you just keep doing this. Make as many as you want. Make as many as you like. You know, and you got your olive oil there. Every once in a while, brush a little bit of olive oil back on the griddle too, because it'll use it up, and this will also help prevent sticking. It'll prevent, you know, it'll prevent. It'll help you brown the. It'll help the sandwiches brown a little better. And you'll have to excuse the the fact that I'm almost stuttering a little bit and things like that, because I'm really trying to concentrate on making sure that this comes out right, because shoot, my wife is worth it. Okay, let's get the next one on. Okay, and just brush on. You don't have to go heavy with the oil either. You don't have to go heavy. There you go. There you go. And we'll load on a little bit more. Maybe she might want a whole lot. Okay, and you'll hear some sizzling. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, this is just a, if you insist on using, like I said, if you insist on using cheddar, please do me a favor and use the sharp or extra sharp cheddar, because it just provides so much more flavor. To me, I have grown to where I don't enjoy regular cheddar. It's just too much of a mild flavor for me. I just don't enjoy it. Medium and cheddar, just, yeah, I don't enjoy the cheddar very much. I've just grown to where I don't enjoy it. But I found that experimenting with my cheeses, I mean, like I said, I don't know how well you can, yeah, you can get a pretty good look at it. I mean, so, there you go. There you go. Oh, that's starting, see that cheese melting up nice? I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That cheese melts up nice. And, so, yeah, just taking a little time off from Project Beauty, just making my wife something to eat, and making videos for everybody, and right now stuff like this is what's been backed by popular demand on my channel. The ladies want to see where husbands, they want to see where a husband will how far will a husband go to keep his wife happy. And that sort of thing. So once again, like I said, I'm just using just a basic Italian bread from Walmart. It's $1. Like I said, you can make 1,000,000 of these, as many as you want. Maybe. There we go. There we go. See there again, that nice golden look. That's what you want on your sandwich. Okay. You don't want to take it to black. And if it does, that's yours. I don't know about you, but I see there again. That's a little overdone, but it's not bad. It'll work. That one's mine. It's a little too far gone from my liking, but that's okay. That's okay. And starting to run out of cheese. Starting to run out of cheese. Now, we've made 2, 3. We've made about 4 of these. I'm getting ready to make another. Okay. And like I said, just a little bit up every now and again. Just a little bit up. And that's what you got the olive oil for. And the type of brush I'm using is just a basic silicone, just a silicone type. I like it that way, kind of floppy, and and this is oh, we're getting it a little too high. It's starting to smoke a bit. We don't want to burn it. Don't want to burn it. Okay, there we go. Like I said, you're going to hear some sizzling. That's okay. There you go. Load that up. We're going to load this one. We're going to use the last of the cheese on this one. Big one. Big one. There we go. Maybe this one will be mine. Maybe. Probably not. Wife will want it. There we go. There we go. Use up that cheese. There we are. And there you go. And that'll be the last one for the day. Like I said, this is the simplest brushing on, cooking and then removing, and then you just do this. You can do this as much as you know. You can make as many as you want. Just watch your heat. You don't want to burn anything. But like I said, the important thing to remember when you're doing something like this, number one, watch your heat. Okay, you're not looking to burn it. Number two, shred your own cheese. Number three, use a good bread. And a general rule of thumb that I learned from my favorite chef, Alton Brown: if you wouldn't eat the bread by itself, it's not worth getting. Okay, and that's just a general rule of thumb. There you go. Oh, lost some cheese. That's okay. That's okay. And there you are. You know, where was I? Oh, good bread. Use a good oil, good olive oil. And unfortunately, my camera doesn't have smell-o-vision, but it does smell really good. It does smell really good. You can smell the apple smoke flavors from the apple smoke Gruyere. And like I said, you can put other things in there too. You can change up the type of cheese, but I would definitely recommend don't change up your breads and don't change up your oil. And whatever you do, just regular classic olive oil will be just fine. Okay. Those are just some things that you can do to make the awesomest grilled cheese sandwiches ever. So, that brings us to the end of this episode. Well, there you have it. Grilled cheese sandwiches on steroids. Now, most of you might be saying, gosh, I know how to make grilled cheese sandwiches. Well, a lot of younger ones don't even know how to do what you just seen. Most of them, well, nowadays, even most people don't even know how to use a microwave. But learning to cook at home shows that you're the perfect mate. And I'm sorry, I've not met a woman yet who doesn't covet that awesome man cook. I mean, even if you're a total jerk, but you can still cook at home, you are all right in her book. So bear that in mind. Nowadays, people are very fat phobic, very worried about what they're putting into their bodies. By cooking at home, you don't have to worry about what you're putting in your body. You know what you're putting in your body. And if you don't like a certain something, don't buy it at the store. It's that simple. I hope you now have a deeper understanding of some cooking techniques that you can use to make life with your other half just a little bit more enjoyable. With all that being said, if nobody's told you that they love you, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.